You are Locked On Marlins POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? Welcome to another episode of your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. It is Sunday. What a weekend it has been. The 4th of July seems like it was weeks ago, and yet here we are, finishing up this series right now with the Marlins at home against the Chicago White Sox. They walk it off in the bottom of the ninth inning. A 3-run shot off the bat of Jake Burger sends them home happy. I'll take that burger to go, baby. And I hope a lot of Marlins fans grabbed a burger on the way out of that building or on the way home from that game today. I know I want a burger now, seeing that. All the fixings, everything on it, as the Fish walk it off for the 9th time this season. Major league leaders, by the way, 9 walk-off wins, 8 walk-off losses for the White Sox. That also leads the major leagues. And, man, some really nice plays all the way across the board tonight. The Marlins score 6 unanswered runs. They score 6 from the 7th inning on, which is why, obviously, you see up there right now behind you, and you should see it behind you. Where'd it go? There it is. Burger to go. Jake walks it off. Fish wins 6-4. Take series 2-1. 6 after 7. Which means they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning, which means they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. So, yeah, 6 after 7 with the Marlins walking it off over the White Sox. Tonight, 2 in the bottom of the 7th, 2 in the bottom of the 9th after they had allowed 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 6th. Cabrera came back off the injured list today. A lot of things starting to happen for the Marlins, and a big at-bat for Josh Bell to tie this game 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. You're watching your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. I have a cat hair on my nose that won't go away. We have a Persian thing has hair like this. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries. I want to thank you right now for making us your first listen every day with your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. We're free, available wherever you get your podcast. That means Spotify. That means iHeart. That means Apple Music. That means Stitcher. That means Podbean. Right here with me, Locked On Marlins POSTCAST, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And today's show and episode is brought to you by Tax Network USA. Did you know that it's never too late to resolve your tax issues with the IRS? Don't wait. Reduce your debt and get help from a team of licensed tax professionals. Call 1-800-549-1000, 1-800-549-1000, or visit tnusa.com/lockedon, tnusa.com/lockedon. All right, like I said, I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries. Big win yesterday for Miami, and you know how that was going. You know, a big 4-3 win in that game yesterday and kind of snapped that 5-game losing streak. And, man, it's just the Red Sox had beaten them 4 in a row. The White Sox had won the opener, and you had split with Philly. You had split with one of the better teams in baseball. I know they had no Harper. I know they had no Schwarber after the first game. They beat him in the first game with those 2 guys. They jumped all over Ranger Suarez. They jumped all over Zach Wheeler. The only starter they didn't have really an answer for in Philadelphia was Christopher Sanchez, right? So other than that, they played really well against the Phillies in that series. Played really well. Split it 2-2, right? Coming home, you got the Red Sox, not world beaters by any stretch, although playing really well at the time. Had just come off a stretch where they were playing really well and had cooled off a smidge. And they had come in and they just put it to the Marlins. There's no other way to say it. They just put it to you. And let's see, real quick. They just put it to you, and there's nothing you can really do about that, right? They put it on you. And the White Sox come in, you lose Game 1. And Game 1, you lose 3-2. They're close games, right? They're all close games. They're all close games. In fact, in the series opener on Friday, the Marlins, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, sometimes the games kind of run together, but no, it was, I believe Josh Bell was at the plate, too. I believe Bell was at the plate. Let me just go back and take a peek for you here. All plays. Look at the bottom of the 9th inning. Yes. Okay, yep, Bell grounded out to first base. The game, it was 3-2, the final, right? Bell grounds out to first after De La Cruz singled in Brujan. So Jazz Chisholm Jr. was on second base. They did not walk Josh Bell. More on that in a minute. They did not walk Josh Bell. It grounds out to first base. You know, not a super hard hit ball, but certainly got some of it. Not a tapper either. And, man, they made some good plays in the field tonight, too, the Marlins. Nick Gordon, Jazz Chisholm, diving catches all over the place in this game. And a lot of fun to watch. But Bell obviously ended the game on Friday night at the plate and grounded out to first with the tying run on second base, right? So now let's take a look. Obviously, yesterday's game, they won 4-3, and they were able to come back and again, late inning stuff with this team all the time, right? 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th yesterday. And they were down 3-2. So you're down 3-2, 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Tonight, you're down you're down in this game tonight. End up winning it 7-4. There we go. Excuse me, guys, 1 second. Had a little bit of lag there. You guys seeing me and hearing me okay? Sometimes we have a little bit of computer stuff going on here. There we go. All right, I think we got it fixed. But yeah, 7-4 the final, and they won the middle game. They came back to win that one. They come back to win today's game, and they score 6 unanswered runs, 4 runs, 7 hits, or 7 runs on 7 hits for Miami, 4 runs, 9 hits for the White Sox, an error apiece. Sorry, guys, I think I got it here. We got some technical difficulties, the screen bouncing around a little bit on me, but we got it all settled away here. New cable on the way, ordered it, and it'll be here, I think, tomorrow with the holiday. It kind of, it took a little bit longer to get here, but 7-4, they walk off this game in 9th of the year, 8th time the White Sox have been walked off on. I like the way it said they've been walked off on. How about this for the Miami Marlins? 23 runs on this homestand came after the 7th inning. 23 runs on this homestand came after the 7th inning. That means against Boston. That means against Chicago. And, you know, they had some late inning heroics that fell short against Boston too, but not today. We come full circle, right? So in yesterday's game, we talked about that. Obviously, on Friday night, Bell grounded out to end the game with the tying run on second base. They didn't walk him. More on that in a minute. And then today, in the bottom of the 9th inning, who do you think comes up in that situation again? You got to love it. Here we go. All right, we got it fixed here, guys. Okay, so bottom of the 9th inning, what do you think happens again today, right? It's literally 4-3 White Sox. The Marlins have clawed back. They got one in the 6th inning. Was it the 6th inning? No, they got one in the... They got one, what inning was it? Yeah, it was the 4th inning. Excuse me, it was the 4th inning. There it is, guys. Got it to pull up finally. All right, so Brujan doubled to right. Myers scored Gordon to third. That's the 4th inning when Brujan hit that double to right field, scoring Dane Myers, who had walked after Berger struck out. Berger had a horrible series. More on him in a minute. So Brujan doubles in Myers. Myers, who had the 3 RBIs, the big homer yesterday. So Myers with a big game yesterday, and obviously the middle of everything today. So it's 2-1 White Sox in the bottom of the 4th. The White Sox had scored early on Cabrera. Mendick hit a 2-run homer in the 4th after, and that was against Cabrera making his start today. So after that, it's 2-1 after the bottom of the 4th when the Marlins score. Brujan doubles in Meyer. So it's 2-1, you know, and Cronin comes into the game for Miami after Bender had relieved Cabrera. So Cabrera got into the 4th inning. More on him in a minute, making his first start. If you look at his first start of the season, he had 10 strikeouts. So you're really hoping, along with he and Weathers and Luzardo, after Weathers coming back, that when the reinforcements come in, the pitching staff will be that much better. Where are we on time? All right, we got a minute to finish this off. So 2-1 White Sox at that point in time. They added a run when Lee tripled in Mendick in the 6th, and then Vaughn hits a sacrifice fly to score Lee. So it's 4-1 White Sox. Chip, 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 like they did yesterday, right? Bottom of the 7th inning for the Marlins. Banks on the mound for the White Sox against the team that has surrendered 7 walk-offs before today. Now it's 8. They've been walked off on, like I said. So bottom of the 7th, what happens? Brujan walks to lead it off. Bang! Fortes doubles to left right away. Brujan scores. It's 4-2. Place is rocking. Chisholm grounds out to first. Fortes goes to third. There were 2 times in this game when Jazz didn't come through with runners in scoring position, which is unusual because his average in those positions, in those situations, is phenomenal. So Fortes doubles in Brujan. Bell grounds out to short to score Fortes after he went to third on Chisholm's ground out. So they manufacture the run, right? And it's 4-3. Sanchez lines to right, Bullet too. If that drops, obviously, you know what I'm saying? If that drops, then you got another rally going there with 2 outs. So top of the 8th, Nardi keeps him. close after Mendick steals second. He walked and stole second with 2 outs. Pham strikes out looking. So, bottom of the 8th, nothing doing for the Marlins with Brebbia on the mound. Berger grounds out. More on him in a minute. Myers strikes out swinging. Edwards doubles up, and De La Cruz fly to center. So they leave Edwards on right. Xavier Edwards had a good series, low key, right? So Edwards is left on base. White Sox 9th, nothing doing. Chargois on the mound. Vaughn singles. He's stranded there as Robert Sheets and Jimenez are retired by Chargois. And then Michael Kopech takes the mound. The 100-mile-an-hour heater. The closer for the White Sox with the little ponytail in the back, and that thing would be getting whipped around whiplash style against the Marlins. Why? Because Brujan walks to start the inning. Fortes sacrifices. Brujan goes to third. Bell comes to the plate after a balk on Kopech. You can't write this stuff. I couldn't do this if I was in Hollywood. A balk sends the runners to second and third. So first and second, there's no thought of walking Bell. Second and third. Second and third. And this is after Chisholm. Chisholm's up with first and second. You can't walk him. If the runners had been on second and third when Jazz came up, no doubt they walk him. They disrespected Josh Bell, and they paid for it. They disrespected Josh Bell, and they paid for it. Jazz flew out to left field, so Bell's up. 1 out, second and third, bottom of the 9th, down 4-3. What do you think he does? 4-seam fastballs, 3 in a row. 99, 98, 98. Well, the 99 missed high and away. The 98, the first one missed high and tight. The second 98, high and away again. He was above the letters on all 3. So what does Josh do? 2 more 4-seamers from Kopech. 2 strikes looking. 1 high and tight, 1 high down the middle. 2 high to really get under and drive. The next one comes in. The 4-seamer, 99 miles an hour. High and away. Josh Bell throws the bat out there gently, kisses the ball with the bat, bang, off the left field wall. The left fielder's running back. He has a play up in the air. No! Just over his glove. The ball gets trapped for a minute, so you thought maybe he made the catch. He does not. Josh Bell comes through, and then after that, they intentionally walk Sanchez. It's first and second. And what happens there? You think Jesus is going to get a shot to hit with Bell in second? They did with Sanchez what they didn't do with Bell. And what do you think happened? It's Berger time, baby. Here he comes. Second and third, and they don't walk Berger. Second and third, they didn't walk Bell. Second and third, they didn't walk Berger. Berger homers to left center. Rivera scores, and Sanchez scores. Excuse me, the balk was before the homer, not before Bell hit. So it was when Bell hit, there was just a runner on third. So excuse me, they still had first base open. They didn't walk him. My bad. They had first base open with Bell and didn't walk him. It sets up the force. You take the bat out of his hands. They disrespected him. They didn't walk him. He drives in the run. He's on second. They walk Sanchez now. And Berger, 4-seamer, 98 miles an hour, up and in. He got a really good cut on that first pitch. Second one coming in, 99 miles an hour, just a smidge low. Looked to me like it was right at the knees. Kopech wasn't happy with the call. And then the next pitch, bang, dead red, maybe a little bit lower than Kopech wanted it to be, a little lower than chest high, and Berger smashes that sucker 430 feet to left center. Wins the game for the Marlins. They walk it off, and what a week it's been, the holiday on Thursday. Thank you guys for following me all over God's green earth and being here after every show with your Locked On Marlins postcast. We have the day off tomorrow, and then they go to Houston. When we come back on the other side to take our first break of the show, we're about halfway through your Locked On Marlins postcast. 6 after 7. What is it about this team scoring so many runs late in games? Also, Easy Cabrera, man. Edward Cabrera is back, and we will talk about his opportunities to help this team and all the arms that should be coming back. The reinforcements are on the way, including some nice weathers in the forecast. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. We'll continue with the show in just a minute. But not before I tell you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends. Become part of the Prize Picks community today. Look, Sugar Sean O'Malley's in there. He had the call last night of the Diaz-Masvidal fight. The UFC bantamweight champion's in the mix with Prize Picks. So is Meek Mill, the rapper from Philly, who the Marlins split with the Phillies right before the Red Sox came in. And then the White Sox. You know you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. If you're looking for promotions, Prize Picks has you covered every week there too. Look at me like this, the cat that got the canary, from lowering select player stack projections on Tuesdays to help your lineup hit, or getting your entry fees back if you have a losing lineup on Fridays. Prize Picks has got you covered. It's available in more than 30 states around the country, California, Texas, Georgia, and more. So what are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code LOCKEDONMLB on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Here at Locked On Marlins Postcast, we pride ourselves on getting you the latest news for your team. Whether it's the offseason, the draft, spring training, the injured list for crying out loud, the playoffs. Okay, never mind. We're getting a little carried away here. But it's year-round. You know what else is year-round? Collection season. Just because tax season is over doesn't mean the IRS will stop coming after you for unfiled taxes. The IRS can garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, even seize your property. Nothing you have is really yours, especially when the IRS wants it. Don't let any of this happen to you. Don't let the IRS target you. Let the licensed tax professionals and experts at Tax Network USA go to bat for you. That's right. With over 14 years of experience and an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, Tax Network USA has saved their clients over $1 billion in tax debt. Whether you owe taxes, whether you have complicated matters that require tax planning, or whether you finally hit that parlay, baby, and you need help to correctly file those taxes, call 1-800-549-1000 or visit tnusa.com/lockedon and be sure to mention Locked On Marlins Postcast at checkout. You'll receive a $250 discount off their services at Tax Network USA. What's more American than paying your taxes? What's more American than getting help paying your taxes? What's more Jim than leaving a notebook up there the whole show and not realizing it? Hey, I got a compliment. I got told that my set, meaning all this you see back here, look at Jake Berger with that swing. Poor dude. He's been going through it lately. More on Jake in a minute. But I got told that I have the nicest set on the network, which means like the LED lights going up in the team colors, and then you have the screen. I like to think it's the face, but it's not the face, right? It is not the face. It is not the face. And I am really pumped to have you here, by the way. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, at @JimGries_ on social media, guys. And, you know, day in and day out, it's really, really exciting to have you here. Number one, and to talk about this team. You know, I know that you guys think I'm crazy sometimes when I talk about this team the way I do. But again, only one team can win the World Series. Again, only one team can win the division. Again, only so many teams can make the playoffs. But is your team fun? Are they entertaining? Are they in every game? Do they make you sit on the edge of your seat? Are they constantly coming back late? Do they take the extra bases? Do they run themselves out of innings being aggressive? Do they have a lot of fun? Do they always have each other's back? Yes, 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 yes. All the above with the squad right here. But they are a lot of fun day in and day out. They are a lot of fun to watch day in and day out. I can promise you that. Day in and day out, they are a lot of fun. And I just realized I apologize about the YouTube description. I don't know where it went. I uploaded it and it didn't stick. So we'll finish that up. We got it for you as soon as the show's over. But man, what a win for Miami. 7-4, they win this game. And they move on to Houston after this. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see. You know, I mean, there have been so many times in this season, right? So many times in this season where you wonder if this momentum is just going to carry them, because they've had some huge wins and some huge things happen in series that could be springboards for them moving forward, or could have been. You know, you've had plenty of losing streaks, the 9 to start the season, the 6-gamer, the 3-5ers. You know what I mean? Like where's the win streak? Where is the win streak? They haven't had those win streaks. You know what I mean? They just haven't. And the losing streaks have been monumental. They really have. And so obviously, you know, when the win streaks don't come like the losing streaks do, because you look at the 9-gamer and the 6-gamer, that's 15. 30 of their losses came in 3 streaks, over the course of 3 streaks. So 3 streaks, those are what your losses are coming from. Half your losses from 3 losing streaks. And that's obviously not something that you can afford to have continue. But they're fun, they're exciting, day in and day out in the late innings. I told you about this yesterday. We broke it down on the show. We actually really seriously broke this down for you, right? And what we did was we talked about early in at-bats when pitchers, especially when they have multiple pitches, you fall behind an account, they can throw whatever they want, wherever they want. But they're moving in, they're moving out, they're going up, they're going down, they're changing speeds, changing pitches, changing angles, changing arm slots, changing motions, changing the way they kick their foot. Anything to throw the timing of the hitter off. Hitting is all timing. And when Jake Burger just got challenged the way he did by Kopech, and Bell did too, they didn't walk Bell or Burger with first base open. Your 3-hitter, your 4-hitter. They don't walk him. And Sanchez is a 4 now with Bell slide, with Burger sliding to 5, because he's been terrible lately. The disrespect to not walk Bell, to not walk Burger. Finally, they came through. Bell doubles off the wall, scores the run. Burger smashes the 3-run bomb. That's what's supposed to happen when you're a hitter in a 3 or 4 spot, 5 spot in the lineup. When you get blatantly disrespected and walked with first base open and a runner in scoring position. Not walked, excuse me. That's a give me. Every single time, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, those 2 guys are being walked, meaning your 3 and 5 hitters, with the kind of power that they have in that game. 1-run differential, all they need is a hit, and they strike out so much, Bell and Burger, so often, that they didn't even walk them. They pitched to them. Bell doubles, Burger homers. In that clubhouse, how does that disrespect taste now, Chicago? How does it taste, White Sox? You don't walk Bell, you don't walk Burger. That is unbelievable. And just think about what in the world. You know what I mean? What in the world? You don't walk Bell and you don't walk Burger, right? So 6 after 7, and you don't walk either one of those guys. So and that's unbelievable. But in the White Sox defense, in that position, you know what I mean? It's not something that you can sit here and say it was a terrible choice for them to make, because those guys had not been coming through. I'm going to give you some numbers in just a minute. Man, I can sit here and do this show all day, too. I'm having fun. I hope you are, too. You're Locked On Marlins Postcast. But Jake Burger. All right, let me pull up Jake Burger. Jake Burger, and I have it here for you, and I think Burger was, it's in the YouTube description. He was 3 for his last 20, and it gets worse than that. He was 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts against the Red Sox in that finale on July 4th, Independence Day. He was independent from hitting the baseball. 5 strikeouts. 5 in 1 game. 2 the game before. You have 1 today or 2. 3 for 20 with 9 strikeouts before that homer. Would you not pitch to that guy? Would you intentionally walk him? And then you're looking at the pitches in that at-bat. When Josh Bell comes up and he hit that double, every pitch was a 4-seam fastball. Brujan, every pitch a 4-seam fastball. Fortes, 4-seam fastball. Chisholm, 4-seam fastball. So Brujan saw 6 4-seam fastballs. Fortes, sacrificed on the first pitch, that's 5. Chisholm, fly out on the first one, that's 6. Again, they don't take a lot of pitches, so Bell had already seen 6 from the hole and from the on-deck circle. So what happens? Ball, ball, ball. He missed with 3 in a row high. You can really see that ball coming in beautifully. You can't catch up to it when it's high, but you can see it. And Bell never did catch up to it. He tapped it the other way, which is exactly what he needed to do. Unbelievable job of hitting by Josh Bell. The disrespect, they got served. 2 strikes looking, 98, 97, 4-seamers. What are we up to? 4, 5, 6, 10, 11. The 11th 4-seamer made it 3-2. So after 11 straight 4-seamers, Bell hit the 12th off the left field wall. And then it gets better. Sanchez intentionally walked. He takes a strike swinging at a cutter. First pitch of the inning, that's not a 4-seamer. 2 cutters at 92. Cutter, 4-seamer, cutter. So Bell now, obviously Burger's on deck and Bell's on base. And Sanchez, automatic ball. After he fell behind 2-1, got a strike swinging, fell behind 2-1, 2 automatic balls. They didn't even walk him right away, right? Then Berger comes up. Four-seamer, strike swinging, and a ball just low. He waited for his pitch. Kopech made a mistake. He balked right before the homer. He balked when Berger's in the dish. He balks those runs to second and third. And they don't walk Jake on purpose. You don't walk Jake on purpose. Who's on deck in that situation? Dane Myers. He's been killing you the whole series. Red hot, Dane Myers. That's where Dane's the man. Shout out Dane Myers. Big part of this. They don't walk Bell to get to Sanchez. They don't walk Berger. Bang, after the balk, and he smashes that home run. 9 million feet. So much fun. Big shot from Jake Berger to win the game. But again, the strategy, the disrespect to not walk the number 3 and number 5 hitters. Ay, guys. We're going to come back and wrap it up after this break. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries. Coming up next, on to Houston. Does Houston have a problem? And honestly speaking, does Edward Cabrera solve some issues for the Marlins as they start to get healthy and these pitchers start to come back from injury? You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Back in just a moment. You guys know from watching me every day with your Locked On Marlins postcast that I love sports. I love them so much, I never want them to stop. I'm like you. But as the playoffs winded down in the NBA and the NHL, shout out Panthers, Stanley Cup champions, as the NBA and the NHL came to a close, we get fewer games. Yeah, you got free agency in the NBA, all the football talk, but the sports aren't sportsing like I want them to. That's where FanDuel comes in. FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. All I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right, there's something for everyone, every day, all summer long. So head on over to FanDuel.com and start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Dun, 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 dun. Want to thank you for making Locked On Marlins postcast your first listen every day. We're free, available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team. Every day as the network grows like wildfire, 400 million visitors over the last 12 months, and screaming down the tracks 1,000,000 miles an hour, going even further, man. So pumped to have you here. Also, want to remind you one more time about Locked On Sports Today, the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel. It's on YouTube. It's also available now on Amazon Fire TV and the free Fire TV channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering almost every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available on the free Fire TV channels app. All right, here we go. Locked On Marlins postcast, wrapping it up. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries on your Sunday. Marlins take the second game of this series from the White Sox, win it 2-1 after losing the opener and losing 4 in a row to the Red Sox. It's so hard to reverse that type of a skid, and good on the Marlins for doing that. Good on the Marlins for doing that. I'm really proud of these guys. They never quit. They never give up. They were talking about it on the telecast today. They just don't. They literally don't ever quit. They don't ever give up. And that's something that is really super cool for these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really play hard. They deserve your respect. They deserve your love. They made it to the playoffs last year, right? You can't make it every year. You cannot make it every year. And you can't have everything go right. Alcantara's been out for so long, and I'm going to hit the injuries now as we finish. You know what I'm saying? We're going to finish with the injuries here as the Marlins head out toward Houston. They took the last 2 games of this series. They scored 23 runs on this homestand after the 7th inning. And now they go to Houston. We have a problem. Trevor Rogers is 1-9 with a 4.91. He's not going to be in the rotation when everybody comes back. Ronel Blanco, For Houston, he will be 8-3 with a 2.53. He's the type of pitcher the Marlins have had trouble with all year. First pitch is at 8:10 p.m. tomorrow night in Houston. I don't see any of the numbers yet on this game. It's going to be humid in Houston, but the weather should be pretty nice. It's a 3-gamer. Let's see who the Marlins have in games 2 and 3. There's a lot of stuff going on with this team, right? With injuries and stuff like that. And I know we got to get out of here and finish off the weekend, but I definitely want to take a peek at this Houston series real quick for you and talk to you about what the Marlins have coming up, and obviously the injuries that are being healed right now, and the guys that are coming off the IL. And again, we've had a little bit of trouble today with the stuff inside the apps and all that. So like the technological stuff. Okay, here we go. All right, so Berger's 3-run homer in the ninth, 7-4. It's been terrible for Berger. He had been 3 for 20 with 9 strikeouts. 3 for his last 20 with 9 strikeouts. So a big one for Berger, big one for Bell. Bell with the double off the wall to tie the game. Berger the homer to win it. They score all their runs after the 7th inning, 23 runs after the 7th inning for this team. So the late inning magic gives you a lot of confidence. Coming back and winning games gives you confidence. Eventually, you start pulling it forward and playing better earlier in games. But the way that the bullpen has been, the reason that you've been able to have these late inning heroics in these games is because the bullpen's been there keeping you in them. More on that in a minute with the bullpen as you look at these guys tonight, again, for Miami. And night in and night out, Cronin had a tough one tonight, allowed the 2 runs in an inning after Cabrera went 3 2/3, 2 earned runs on 4 hits. He did strike out 4 in 3 2/3. Remember, he had the 10 strikeout game early in the season. He's going to be in the rotation with Weathers and Luzardo. I know Alcantara's out, but we'll see how this shapes up the rest of the year because they had so many arms. Remember, the Marlins are dealers, and the trade deadline's coming up. So Weathers might have been gone, Luzardo might have been gone. Having those guys get hurt and go on the IL has definitely hurt their trade value. Myers has been coming on strong. Will he be traded? Bell and Berger, those are guys who they were counting on to put up big numbers. Other teams know these guys from where they had been before and done well. They were counting on these guys for 20-plus homers, maybe 100 RBIs this year. Does this get them going? Does that get them going out of town, for that matter? So many questions to be answered. But Bender, 3rd of an inning, 2 hits, scoreless. Bender and Cronin didn't have it tonight. But Fauché and Nardi and Chargois, 4 scoreless innings. That's why you're able to come back so many times. That's part A. Part B is you got that confidence now moving forward. 6 runs after the 7th inning for the Marlins tonight. The bullpen was great again. And, Cannon went 6 innings, 1 earned run on 3 hits for the Sox. He didn't deserve that. But for Houston, when you're talking about what they have coming up the rest of the series against the Astros, undecided for Houston in Game 2, or undecided for Miami in Game 2. On the 10th. Let's see what we got in Game 3. Brian Hoying going to make his second start. So let's see if we have any news before we get on out of here. See if we have any news on Ryan Weathers today because he's been working out with the team, and maybe there is something on Luzardo. So let's see. Roster for the Marlins. What do we got here? We have nope, nothing there. What do we got? Real quick, we will get you out of here. No transactions. So let's just see if they have anything in the game recap at the bottom. Sometimes they'll have something from the medical room, from the doctor's room. Love having you guys here, by the way. Locked On Marlins Postcast. Let's see if we can find it at the bottom here. We already gave you all the info. So Trevor Rogers is going to start in the opener at Houston on Tuesday. Astros have not announced a starter. It was terrible for them earlier in the year, but they've turned it around a little bit. Cabrera was activated from the injured list today. 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 4. Remember, 10 strikeouts his first start of the season. They want him to be a mainstay in this rotation. Maybe in between Weathers and Luzardo, the lefties, Alcantara out for the year. Who knows what they're going to do at the deadline. But Matt Andres was designated for assignment, created room for Cabrera on the roster. They did it with Kyle Tyler. They've been moving guys up and down throughout this month to try to play anything they can play to have a pitcher on the mound with so many guys on IL. The bullpen's held it down. The late inning heroics have made it fun. Yeah, they're 32-58. Yeah, they should have swept the White Sox and won that game on Friday, but you know what? They're in every game. They play hard. They play with passion, with energy, with love for the game, for the fans, for each other, and I think that really matters. Does it matter more than winning? Of course not. It's professional sports. Does it matter more than winning? No, but it does matter day in and day out, that no matter what they face, no matter how many times they have a 9-gamer, a 6-gamer, 3 5-game losing streaks, you're going to see this team busting their butts and playing hard day in and day out. These young players trying to make a name for themselves, that's always fun too. And we will be here every day with your Locked On Marlins postcast. Days like today, they made it so much fun. 6 runs from the 7th inning on, the bullpen 4 scoreless to keep a minute, and Jake Berger and Josh Bell. Bell disrespected, not intentionally walked with a runner on third, doubles off the wall to tie the game. Berger disrespected, not intentionally walked with runners on second and third right after a balk. Oh, man, you might as well get right in his face and dial up that middle finger. Jake gave it right back. 2-3-run shot to win the game 7-4 and walk it off in Miami. So maybe this gets Bell and Berger going, because that level of disrespect doesn't happen with guys of their caliber, talent-wise, and what they're supposed to be for this team. To have Bell and Berger intentionally walked in the bottom of the ninth and lose this game would have been a disaster. The confidence would have been on the floor. But now, let's go. That's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. Your Locked On Marlins postcast on your Sunday, July 7th. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. The Fish take 2 out of 3 from the lowly Chicago White Sox to go to 32-58 on the year before they head over to Houston. Wouldn't it be cool if they could take the space shuttle? I mean, from Cape Canaveral, NASA's in Houston. That would be dope, right? Jake Berger's ball might as well have been on the space shuttle as hard as he hit it tonight. 7-4 the final. We will talk to you Tuesday. Locked On Marlins postcast, wherever you get your postcast, free. And, of course, right here on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami. Check out Locked On Sports Today, as well as all the other great hosts covering all the teams, cities, and leagues of Locked On, your team, every day with the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you so much for being here, Fish fans. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. We are out.